Okay, so one of my New Year's resolutions this year is to take more action and do less hemming and hawing. Now, I'm off to a good start so far, but I wanted to do a video for anyone out there who might be experiencing similar desires to take more action and do less thinking about it. I mean, I'm not advocating just be impulsive completely, but if you're someone who other people might say overthinks at times, I don't subscribe to that. I say, oh, they just don't think enough, but they want to feel normal, so that has to mean the other person overthinks. But I also don't identify as a perfectionist. Just one who has perfectionist tendencies. Sometimes they kick in more than others, and some of these tendencies lead to behaviors that are somewhat akin to being a perfectionist. So I was thinking about different vlogs I could do on the way home, and I wanted to talk about an experience with a doggy on my lap. And there's good reason to that. In fact, I thought about that several days ago as well, similar topic. But as I was thinking through that process, what actually came to me was the process of all the ways I think of why I would or would not do the video. On one hand, I'm trying to take action. I had at least two on deck that I thought of that I might want to do. But I also have a time sensitive thing that's expiring that I need to download. So at first I was like, well, I just can't do it then. But then I thought, well, I can at least do one of them. And I made a list of my thought process of the reasons not to and to go ahead and do it. So it's the end of the day. My makeup is not fresh anymore. I know that my lipstick comes off a little bit, on the inside, but it doesn't always show up on camera. But no, it does. So it's not fresh and, camera ready. Additionally, I was at the chiropractor today, so I smushed my face into the thing lying forward. That made my mascara kind of get smushed here. And more reason to not be camera ready. I had some makeup rubbed off here from someone touching my forehead. I've got a stain on my shirt that I forget that is on there. Granted, it's out of camera line. And I got it at like a consignment type store. So I'm surprised they would take things like that, but maybe they didn't notice it. Or maybe that's why it was on sale. No, I think it was on sale just because it was the end of the season. Then I was thinking, okay, regarding the doggy on the lap. Oh, well, I'm sure I have more to say. What if I don't collect all my thoughts and I'm not known for being concise? So what if I think of something after I do the video, and what if I want to say more, or what if I go off on tangents like I always do, or what if, I can't remember the points I wanted to make and then I get frustrated. And I had to remember I am not making videos for people who only can handle concise people. I make videos for that sometimes, and I call those like my quick tips, like 1 minute or less. When I've done these types of videos and then really boiled it down to just one point. Admittedly, I don't always want to watch videos like this. When I'm in a rush and I want to learn something like a recipe, a lot of people, when they're looking at blog recipes, they don't want to hear your story. They just want the recipe. Or let's say they're in the middle of a recipe. They just need to remember what that one ingredient was. They don't need to hear your whole life story about how you came to that recipe. So I can see both sides of it, but these videos that go live and then I'm just chit-chatting, they're not made for people in a rush who are going to stare at the video. Maybe they're just wanting to listen when they're in their car. That's more tolerable. I am making it for the people who want this kind of thing. I'm not making it for the people who would be judgmental about this kind of thing. And that's why it's okay to just go ahead and do it, because you're never going to please everybody all the time anyway. And everyone's always saying be yourself. So be yourself, even if yourself is someone who goes on tangents and talks a lot and isn't concise. And I could think to myself, oh, well, no one's going to watch it. What am I doing it for? I'm not doing it so that a ton of people will watch it. I'm doing it kind of, it's a vlog. It's like a video journal, maybe for my own life, maybe for my future grandkids. maybe for posterity and in history. It doesn't matter who's going to see it or if no one sees it. Maybe if I feel sheepish about what I said or how I went on tangents, maybe then it's a good thing that not a ton of people might see it. So just do it. It's a good way to take action. I have no roadblocks. I don't have to go somewhere. I don't have to convince someone to join and partner with me to do an event. We've all got these great devices, and I've got a great setup. I've got microphones and lights and blah, 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 blah. I could have thought, just as I was about to begin, there were dogs barking in the distance. I could have thought, oh, what if the dog barking either gets picked up on the microphone, or what if it's distracting for me, or what if? None of those are good enough reasons to not do this. I'm not making a documentary. I'm not, and even if I were, there'd be audio people, so I wouldn't be responsible for blocking out the dogs barking in the distance. That'd be the sound guy's job. This is YouTube Live. There are different standards. Don't let that get in your way if you really want to do it. But if you don't really want to do it, that's a great excuse. You can just get that on in there and find that reason to not do it. I could say, oh, I'm distracted by some white thing on the floor that I have no idea what that is. But I can look at it later. I think it fell from somewhere up top. I can deal with it later. Okay. Then I was thinking of reasons to go ahead and make the video. So I do well when there's urgency. That's one reason I always did well in school, because there are deadlines and you have to turn papers in and there's actually an end date. Whereas something like this, well, I could put it off forever until I've thought of the perfect thing to say and the perfect amount of conciseness and the perfect this and the perfect that. Well, that day will never come. We are not God. We're not perfect yet. We live on earth, okay? So creating urgency, the other day when I did the live, it was because I had an appointment to go to. So I really had to hurry up and get this out. Now, it also makes me realize, in those cases, do this on the iPad, not the iPhone, because the iPad I can leave at home. The iPhone I want to take with me. And if it's going to upload and take a while, better to just leave it and go. Today, I've got food that's waiting for me that's going to get cold. So I wanted to hurry up and get this done so I can get back, eat dinner, get laundry done, get packed, get stuff going on my to-do list that does have a deadline and urgency. Also, the fact that I have this goal this year. If I didn't have this goal, it would just be kind of like in the back of my mind. I'd like to take more action. But it's not even a fully crystallized, complete goal. It's just been on my mind. And already having that goal is helping me. Just like all the times that I've had the goal in my mind about going to the temple a certain number of times. And because of that, I've gone on days where otherwise I could have said, oh, it's cold, oh, it's dark, oh, I'm tired. Now, granted, there were those days that happened anyway. I'll probably make another post about that. I'm thinking maybe this might be a book someday that I might write about that. Or maybe less sooner than someday. But having that goal made me a lot more likely to do it a lot more often than I would if I didn't have the goal, and it was just a nice idea. The goal helps to stay focused, stay on task, and eliminate things that are not the priority. I had, just like I could find reasons not to do it now, like my makeup being off or whatever, I had to find reasons to go ahead and do it now. Like, oh, I did my hair different than usual. That's a good reason, because what if I don't do my hair like this again? What if I can't recreate it? It's kind of cool. Maybe the world needs to see this, or maybe I need to see this in the future. Maybe I will enjoy looking at it someday. So that's a good enough reason to do it now. Just like makeup being messed up is a reason not to. You can tell yourself whatever you want to, and in my case, I could find reasons to go ahead and do it. I also find going live helps. Even though I've always desired to do things in one take, and I don't want to be a heavily edited person if I can avoid it. I don't have time for that. I don't have the desire to be editing. And it's like real life, just talking to people. So going live helps with that. It's not like I can just stop and restart and delete that one or whatever. I could be deleting things that were good ideas that I will have forgotten. So while I may cut off the beginning where I was fiddling around with things, and I still can't believe I'm already at 10 minutes now, but edited, it might be 1 to 3 minutes I'm taking out. But anyway, going live helps create urgency, helps to get it done. Now, as much as a lot of people have difficulty in life because of impulsivity, for people that like to think and think and think and think and think before they take action, this is a good time to try being a little bit more impulsive. If you have the urge to do this, like I had the urge to make a video, hurry up and do it while that urge is still present, while you still have the motivation to do it, before you convince yourself out of it. I remember there was someone who said, do a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And that's for smaller things like that don't take as much setup. But it's a good thing to keep in mind. Do it. Don't find reasons to talk yourself out of it, because you can and you will. It doesn't mean those reasons are valid. We just have that ability to do that if that's the course we're going to take. I also kept in mind people that I admire, respect, and are role models. Or even if they just are great at taking action. I can take that one element of them, if that's one area that I want to be more like them, and I think of what they would say, what they would do, how they would just go ahead and do it. Or if I've discussed this topic with them, how they would coach me on just doing it. So I kind of get their little voice in my head, like the angel on the shoulder, and think as if they were talking to me, even if they're asleep because it's approaching midnight. And I also think about how they don't let thinking get in the way, and they just do it. And I think if they can do it, I can do it. So we did it. Now you can do it. What are you trying to take more action with? What are your goals for this year? Let's reconvene soon, okay? Have a great evening. Love you. Goodbye.